And we back. And y'all know I'm still scouring the comment section of my videos to try to accept rebuilding challenges. I'm starting to get to the point as we slowly, winding down the days of like, I want to see something a little spicy in the challenges, whether it be something just super fun or something that's going to be really hard to do. Today we got a super fun one. Maybe. Y'all know Kenny is a little bit biased. You know what I'm saying? Kenny's a little bit biased when he's doing these rebuilds. Some players I value more just because they got a better spot in my heart. You feel me? With today's challenge, I gotta stop being biased. So let's see what this guy says. So Dodger Bruin 31. Shout out to you, man. He says, do the stop being biased Kenny challenge. Here we go. Fantasy draft. Check. We always do that. You have to use players that have zero correlation to Chicago. Already an L of a challenge. No correlation to Chicago. No Derrick Rose. No Joakim Noah. No Sterling Brown. We talking about college's hometown team. So no former Bulls either. Okay. All right. Use the Pistons. All-time Chicago rival. Sure. I mean, they haven't been rival in my lifetime, but I understand what you're saying. So sure, we use the Detroit Pistons. You cannot draft players that you met. I think he means trade for because we're doing a fantasy draft. So you cannot trade for players that you've met. You cannot trade for players who you have a jersey or shirt for. No CP, no D Rose, but you understand that one already. No Short Kings. Oh, I didn't get this far too. No Short Kings. That's an L. It's an L. Okay. No favorite players, which is Shea, Bam, etc. All right. Bonus if you get Rocco and sign Boylan and Felicio. Saw this idea on a different video and touched it up a bit. All right. So we can't do the Boylan thing because technically Boylan is still a part of the Chicago Bulls. But sure, we'll do this challenge. No Short Kings, no Chicago, no favorite players, no bias from Kenny. Be sure to leave a like on the video. We've been shooting for about 20,000 on every single one. And so far, so good. We don't want that streak to end. So leave a like. And if you're new around here, subscribe. Here y'all go. Y'all said it was satisfying in the last video we did it. So, whoa, what is going on? I always like doing that too. So this is a fantasy draft, and he told us to pick the Pistons. So here we go. I want to prove to y'all that I didn't touch the draft. So if we ended up with the first overall pick, it wasn't me. Draft order off, just fantasy draft, all of that. So I don't want y'all to think I cheated out here in case we get the first overall pick. So Pistons, here we go. What number pick will we have? Detroit basketball. I'm bringing y'all back. Oh, okay. So we get a 20s pick. 22nd pick to be exact. We got some good options here. But it is a fantasy draft. So boom, there it is. Detroit basketball. I'm bringing y'all back to the promised land. Without any Chicago connection, without any Short Kings, no favorite players. And bringing Robert Covington gives me a +1. Okay, I remember that. So we have Pascal Siakam. We have Montrezl Harrell, DeJounte Murray, Eric Pascal. He has to get traded. Norman Powell. Tomas Satoransky has to get traded. Chicago. Gary Harris has to get traded. Do you know the connection between Gary Harris and the Chicago Bulls? Because if you don't, let me fill you in. The Chicago Bulls draft night on the year of 2014. We had 2 first-round picks. Pick number 19 and pick number 16. You know what the Bulls did? We traded up. On draft night to take Doug McDermott. We had Gary Harris. And we had Yusuf Nurkic on draft night. And we traded it for Doug McDermott. Yeah, that's an L. So technically, Gary Harris got to go. Any other connections to my teams? Talon Horton-Tucker got to go from Chicago. Okay, so let's make everybody their prime position for draft assets. As you all know, no connection to Chicago is trash. It's trash. But here we go. All right, so everybody's their prime position. Let's get it going. Pascal Siakam, I would say he has to get traded too. At the beginning of his MIP season last year, I was a huge fan. And I mean, I still am a huge fan, don't get me wrong. But that season, I was really on the Pascal Siakam train very early on. Somebody found the podcast to prove it. Very early on. So I would consider him one of the favorites. But that's really the thing, bro. There's no players in the league that ain't my favorite. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody is getting love from Kenny. Anyway, we have a guy like Gary Harris contract on top of Pascal Siakam. Let's see what we could get. But okay, I'm gonna get it to the favorites of the favorites, like the top favorites. You know what I'm saying? Have to be traded. I say this because Eric Pascal follows me on Twitter. We've had some conversations on the timeline. So I'm going to put him in the clumps of players I've met, even though it's like an e-meet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I don't know. I've never met or talked to any of these other players. So it's really just Eric Paschall. I'm flipping Gary Harris, Cal Anderson in the first round pick for Andre Drummond and Daniel House. Cool. I feel like I'm going to do this challenge. And forget a certain player was from Chicago or forget a certain player went to school. I mean, there's not really colleges in Chicago that get NBA players. Like USC is not getting NBA players. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing we got is like Myers Leonard, who went to U of I, but I'm not traded for Myers Leonard. Either way, so we pick up Drummond, basically pick them up for a first round pick, because that's basically what that was. What do I flip Paschall to? We need guard play. Because our guards are at this moment DeJounte Murray. So let's go find, who do we trade Pascal Siakam for as a guard? The Nuggets have Klay Thompson, and I like Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put him in my class of favorite players, but wow, do I really like Klay Thompson's game. So overall wise, they are very, very similar. So I don't think this trade is going to take too much to have them accept. But I think I've tried to trade for him in the past. Oh, 1-star value for Talen Horton-Tucker. That's trash. I feel like I've tried to trade for him in the past with a similar situation where we got players with like similar overalls and they were just not having it. So let's hope that's not the case. I wonder if there's a way I could get it done without giving up Pascal Siakam. I'll give you Dorian Finney-Smith. He's only 1.5-star value. Why are these players not valuable? Why are they not valuable? I'll give you seconds though. Let's pile on the second round picks. Come on, this will do it. It doesn't. Okay. Klay Thompson deal. I did not expect it to be like this. Like I said, it's going to be one of those situations where it might be tougher than we want it to be. Okay. Tomas Satoransky's got some good value for them. We throw a pick on it. And then seconds. Bro. If they don't accept this, I can't get them. I'm not giving you more than that. That's a God squad offer. And they're basically saying, no, we're going to keep it moving from Klay Thompson because I guess he's just like that. PG-13 is the trade. Dorian Finney-Smith, we get back Kendrick Nunn, who we do have to flip, him being born and raised in Chicago, but we get a star player in Paul George. We'll take that. So next one, let's just do the Kendrick Nunn deal now. We'll pair him alongside like JaMychal Green in a first or something. There's Robert Covington. Add me my extra point to your digs because we got Robert Covington on the team, and we're going to make him a small forward, and he's going to be bad for us, but it was part of the challenge. I'm accepting the challenge. So right now, defensively, we look kind of nice, though. We got DeJounte, PG, Rocco, Montrez, and Andre Drummond in our starting lineup. So, okay, what's the next deal that we do here? I wanted to trade for De'Aaron Fox, but as many of you know, De'Aaron Fox is one of my favorite point guards in the league, so I can't do it. So instead, I'll go with Jamal Murray. We needed a point guard play. And it's exactly what we're getting. We're getting Mo Bamba back, and Mo Bamba's getting flipped because even though I'm not a huge fan of Mo Bamba anymore, back in the day, Mo Bamba was my guy. So let's stick to that. He ain't really done nothing in his NBA career just yet, but let's act like I'm trading him because he was one of my favorites. Because he for a period of time, bro, he legitimately was. I was like the captain of the Mo Bamba fan club, and boy, so far have I been wrong. But Kobe White's in this trade who we'd have to flip. But that's some good offers. I feel like Brandon Ingram is a guy I trade for a lot. So instead, we're taking an alternate route, which is going to be Domantas Sabonis and DeAndre Jordan coming to the team. Domantas Sabonis is going to run our 4 for us, of course. I forgot I still have Montrezl Harrell. But Domantas Sabonis is going to run some 4 for us. Even if that means coming off the bench, I guess. Oh, my God. I mean, Montrez is... Let's see what we can get from Montrez. He's making such a small amount of money that I haven't even really thrown him in a trade finder for real. We throw you with Daniel House, I guess. We got 2 firsts left. I mean, there's the Brandon Ingram trade again. But that gives up, we have to give up both of our first round picks, and those are the only 2 we have left. I think I have to accept this trade and then flip Kobe. Because again, Robert Covington is our small forward, and we all know that he don't show up all the time. So if we make this trade, we'll have Robert Covington come off our bench. We'll have Robert Covington come off our bench. You know what? I'll just do it like this. Thank you. Yeah. I didn't need Kobe White because I was going to have to flip him anyway. Robert Covington comes off our bench, and now him being bad doesn't hurt as much because he's on the bench. Having DeJounte Murray coming off our bench defensively is going to be nice too. We got some good defense on this team. Talen Horton-Tucker still has to get moved, and we can do that for like a bag of chips. We ain't even really got to trade him for anything. And then Yeah, let's just figure that out first. Tyler Horton Tucker. No, I'm not throwing a first on that. What am I throwing a first on this small trade for? I just need to get him off the team. And the team will give me a first for it. So, okay, so we got an extra first to play around with. Let's take a look at the team at the moment. Looking good. They still want. I'm going to start Brandon Ingram over Robert Covington. I think that's safe to say that that's probably best for our team. I don't know what they own, bro. We not starting Rocco. We are not starting Rocco over Brandon Ingram? All-star Brandon Ingram? What about Drummond? We traded for Drummond very, very early in this video. He's making a lot of money. We have picks on top of him. Can we somehow snag a better center than Drummond with Drummond? In the trade finder, no. Man, both of the top centers are untouchable in Joel Embiid and Jokic. Is Karl-Anthony Towns going to be untouchable? No, he's not. I think it's going to be a hard trade to pull off. He plays for the Bucks. Is there any other center? Rudy Gobert I can't trade for because he's one of my favorite guys. Just thinking about centers, man. It can get rough. It can get rough. We're not trading for Hassan, right? No. Center position is definitely a rougher position to try to trade for. We can't trade for Bam for obvious reasons. I just realized we brought Drummond back to Detroit. So who did we just talk about? We were talking about Karl-Anthony Towns, who plays for the Bucks. It's a far shot to think that they're going to accept anything, but we'll throw it out there anyway. Boom, like that. And then we have 3 first-round picks. And one of them is pretty valuable in that Suns pick. Then we have a second. And then do I have anything else of value to you? You want Frank Jackson? Probably not. We need to go sign players. But you probably don't want Frank Jackson. But I'm gonna go sign players. And here's the idea. Watch this. We're gonna try to pull this off. And I'm not saying it's gonna work. Because again, I don't know anything. This is all speculation. But like if I throw Ken Bazemore, there's a extra first round pick we can throw into that trade, right? And then we go right back to the Bucks and say, hey, you didn't accept our last offer, but guess what? We have another pick, and I have to sneeze. But hopefully I can hold it until after. I couldn't hold it in. The extra first did not do anything. All right. But what if we get another extra first on top of the extra first by trading Joakim Noah away? Is there a team that'll give me a first? Yep, they're Houston Rockets. Okay, extra first. Another first for y'all. We're giving you all the firsts. Drummond. First, 2-star value. First, 1.5-star value. Okay, yep. Nope, that's not it. And then this first. Okay, so the first idea is not working. So instead, let me go back to the Bucks and say, who's on your target list? Who do you want? Anthony Davis and DeMar DeRozan. I can't get Anthony Davis, but DeMar, possibly? Okay. This is going to be a rough one. Can I not give up a first? They really want that first. How about I give you a second instead? How about I give you 2 seconds instead? Because we can use that first in this trade. They want Frank Jackson. They give us... I actually like that deal better. Okay, so let me go back to the Bucks. Like, hey, brother, you wanted DeMar, and we got DeMar for you. Now, you probably wanted DeMar to pair alongside Karl-Anthony Towns, but please accept, because then we just traded our big for no reason. Please accept. Please accept. Yes! It took every first-round pick in the book, but it had been done. All right, so now we have Jamal Murray, Paul George, Brandon Ingram, Sabonis, Karl-Anthony Towns, and off the bench we have Rocco, we have DeJounte Murray, we have DeAndre Jordan, Harry Giles. Maybe Harry Giles gets flipped for. Maybe Harry Giles gets flipped. We don't have any more picks. I just realized I forgot about that. So maybe Harry Giles doesn't get flipped because what are we going to flip it for? We don't have any picks to throw on top of it. Caris LeVert. I mean, what I dare see that we don't have a backup PG. So I guess we trade Bogey for a backup PG because he's the 11th man on the roster at the moment. Tomas Satoransky can't come back. Lou Will. Six man like Lou Will. Bring him to Chicago. I guess we're in Detroit. What am I talking about? Chicago. Alfred Payton, no. Dennis Schroeder. I'll take a Dennis Schroeder trade. But we'd have to trade Michael Carter-Williams because Michael Carter-Williams played for the Bulls for a season. You know, I ain't forget about that year, Michael. I ain't forget about that year. So I'll just flip him for nothing. Is there a pick out there? For Melo? Melo played for the Bulls. Technically. I mean, I guess he didn't play for the Bulls. He was on the Bulls roster for about 2 hours before we released him. Okay. So now we're a 10-man rotation with Dwayne Casey. And we have 6-man like... Oh, no. We didn't get Lou Will. We got Dennis Schroeder, which is better than Lou Will at this point in their careers, if you ask me. So, good roster. Double check it to make sure nobody has a Chicago connection that I somehow forgot about. No Chicago connections. Nobody under 6'1". No short kings on the team. Did he say 6'1" and under? Oh, I got to go back and look. 6'1" and under. Bro, cut it out. We have to trade Dennis Schroeder. Let me just make sure everything else is good. Let me make sure everything else is good. Players you met. I don't have anybody I met. Nobody. Don't have any of those shirts. Short kings I got to trade. And Felicio's probably a free agent. So I get an extra point if I go sign Felicio. But yo, we got to trade Dennis Schroeder. And he was our sixth man. There's Felicio. Add him to the roster. He won't play. And I think we actually needed an extra person too. So W. Schroeder, I'm sorry. You got to get traded. Another point guard, please. Ricky Rubio, I guess. Goran Dragic. Malcolm Brogdon. No Chicago connections. Higher overall. Freddie would be cool, but technically not a Chicago connection, but close enough to Chicago. So I guess we're going Malcolm Brogdon here. Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench is a W. I got to say that. Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench is a W. Okay, so finally the team is complete. We have to sign like 1 or 2 more players in free agency. So let's do that. I don't know how you're going to tell me to have no Chicago connection and then also tell me to go out and get Felicio, but we did it. We did it. The challenge is done. All we need is to win a championship. Season wraps. Luka puts up numbers. These are, that's different. Devontae Graham, 6th man of the year. Everybody else you know, except for Dwayne Casey, gets another, and I say another coach of the year, but this time we're not firing him. You feel me? So we are a part of the Detroit Pistons. So let's see anybody from the land. Detroit, nope. No love. No love. But it's okay. We ended up having the best roster in the Eastern Conference, probably the best in the league by far. We're about to cakewalk through this finals because that's how much of a lead we had on the rest of the league, man. Here's our final stats. Good numbers. Robert Covington, 8 points per game. 30% from 3. You're bad. All right, Miami Heat. Miami Heat. Decent team. Good defenders. Giannis in the first round. I'm actually not afraid of that roster, though. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wasn't afraid of that roster. Other than Giannis, I wasn't afraid of that roster. So we got, this team's got a lot of players that I really like. Mike Conley. I have a Mike Conley shirt. Zach LaVine is from Chicago. Mikal Bridges is the homie. This team is the exact opposite of my challenge. I mean, I've never met or talked to Ben Simmons or anything, or Dwight. But 3 out of their starting 5 has a connection to me, but that's it. Chicago Bulls in the conference finals, and we made a trade with them. The DeMar DeRozan trade was with them. They got Drummond. They also have the most valuable player in 2K history in Alec Burks. So, they're the 7th seed though. 7th seed. And the 1 seed out west got taken out. Hey, if you used to watch the old Kenny videos, I used to complain all the time about there being flies in my room. I kid you not, there's like 5 flies in here right now. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it because everybody else is asleep in the house. Every other light is off. And I got all of these lights. I got 4 monitors and the lights. So it makes sense that flies would be gravitating to this room at this exact time. But it's making me upset. All right, my rant is over. All right, Chicago. Hold on. Them boys trying to hoop, ain't they? Oh, hold on. Them boys trying to hoop, ain't they? This is not what we here for. This is not what we here for. They want to start Malcolm Brogdon over Jamal Murray. Sure, I don't even care. Whatever you think is best for the roster, bro. We need help. Big capital H help. We're down 3-2 in the series to a 7 seed. The little 7 seed that could. How ironic is it that I'm using the rival of my favorite team, and then it ends up being my favorite team potentially eliminating me. It won't happen this game because they stunk it up in the game 6. But the game 7, on the other hand, let's see what happens. Oh, they stunk it up again. They blew it. They blew it. They blew it. Come on, bro. Where's the competition? Sabonis, what a game. Karl-Anthony Towns, 25, 20, and 6. And he only missed 1 shot the whole game. Beautiful game for Cat. Get us to the championship to go against the 2 seed Portland Trailblazers. Kyle Lowry, Tomas Satoransky, Anthony Davis. Played against, we made a trade with this team with Tomas Satoransky being here. But, yeah, 3-0. Won the sweep, but we got it done. Karl-Anthony Towns wins finals MVP. And just like that, the challenge is over. Success. Another one. Another W in my Duffy for 2K20. I'm adding them up, man. I'm adding them up because eventually we're going to have to tally how many wins did Kenny have in this year's cycle. And then try to beat it for 2. You saw that fly. I know you saw that fly. I know you did. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.